Welcome to my South African trip. My first stop was Cape Town, South Africa. My first stop was the Castle of Good Hope. It was built in 1654 when Europeans landed in South Africa. Next was Camps Bay. Very beautiful place. Then there was the Cape Town cable car. If you look out the front window, it gives you one of the best views of Cape Town. My last stop in Cape Town was Table Mountain. It is very flat, and sometimes, if you stare at it long enough, you will wonder why they never built the city up there. After Cape Town, we went to Kalahari Desert. When we first arrived, it looked like any old desert. The only difference between normal deserts and this one is the amount of vegetation that we discovered when we arrived. Other than the mass vegetation, there are many types of wildlife in the area, from lions to pumas, also leopards and gazelles. The next stop on my wonderful African journey was the Chobe National Park. On the way into Chobe, we hit a roadblock. When we got out to investigate, we found a bunch of puma wrestling in the middle of the street. After we arrived, we went on a bus tour, and on the way, we saw Botswana, elephants, giraffe, sable, Cape buffalo, and rhinos. They turned out to be major hunting game in the area, but when the park moved in, the hunting laws were initiated. After Chobe, we ended up visiting Victoria Falls. While there, I went bungee jumping off the bridge and sat on the edge of the falls. I found out that the river that heads from Victoria Falls leads east into the Indian Ocean and is currently the largest river to do so. After Victoria, we went to Kabale Forest National Park. The park was gazetted in 1932, but wasn't formally established until 1993. There are 13 main species of primate in the area. We are wealthy, and inside Kenya, the sky is the limit. Unless you are below the poverty line, in which 46% of Kenya is. Ages 15 through 49, 7.8% of them get AIDS in Kenya. My next stop on my African journey was Mogadishu, Somalia. In Mogadishu, I visited the mosques there. I will give it one thing: it is pretty well constructed. Although the country does not formally exist anymore, the country is still at large, mostly owned by terrorist organizations in the back of pickup trucks with guns. My last stop on my African journey was Timbuktu. While I was there, I was most interested in the ancient architecture. These buildings were dated to be around the 5th century and are very much old. Well, thank you for listening to my African journey.